Hello everyone, this is Lawrence. A lot on my mind this morning of some videos I want to make, and just I'm in a good mood. I mean, everything's just flowing, everything's good. It's a beautiful, bright, sunny day out, and I can see the leaves light up by the sunlight, projecting a very nice green and other plant life coming into full bloom, and gentle breeze, moderate 64-degree temperature, breezy, the air smells nice. I mean, just what you want for a nice spring day. The only problem is the world is in distress with this virus thing, but we'll get through it anyway. So everything's just in a good vibe with me, the universe and perspective on life. And I was playing my guitar this morning. I'm really feeling more inspired. I'm getting much better on the guitar. I'm just a 4/4 basic chord rhythm player, okay? And I do some leads here and there, so I piddle around. But it's a nice leisurely thing to do, sort of like therapy. What I have in mind, and I was watching videos last night from the Vinyl Guru, a young lady who has a very, very fun channel on vinyl, and her observations and attitude is really fun. So I felt like inspired to just incorporate a little bit of that in my videos, because they've been pretty dry, and I haven't got a good camera to give the video a nice sharper image. It's kind of blurry, so I'm just working with what I have. Okay, enough of that. I like to salute AM commercial radio, and this extends into the 70s, so 60s, 1960s, 1970s, AM radio I like to salute. It did change a lot in the 80s, where AM became dominated more by sports, talk shows, morning commentary, that sort of stuff, and the music side moved over to the FM dial because people wanted to hear it in stereo. Okay, when you think of so this is my love letter, my ode to AM radio of the 60s and 70s. So and I'm sure it was around. It started in the 50s. I don't have that deep history of it. This is just a shout out, an expression of love. So I was born in 1959, and by the time I became 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 years old, I loved listening to the AM radio and all the hits of the day. When you're alone and you're feeling down, you can always go downtown, or To Sir with Love by Petula Clark, the lovely, deep expression of coming of age and expressing gratitude and love to somebody who mentored you. Just incredible song, and many zillions and zillions and zillions and zillions more. Great time to listen to the radio, be it a little transistor radio. I wish I had one. Um, Hold on one second. I got a replica one. I'm going to get it real quick, okay? Maybe my cat will jump on the stool and entertain you while I go get the radio. Okay, this is a cheaper replica of that area, but the styling's the same. Okay, so you know you have like black is black. I want my baby back. It's the time of the season. And she's not there. You know, all those great, great, great hits. Do one more for you. What a day for a daydream. I'm dreaming about my daydream girl. You know that, the Loving Spoonful, the Mamas and the Papas, the Beach Boys, all the one-hit wonders. Sunny, thank you for the sun. And yeah, I forgot the lyrics, but you get the idea. Just great, great, great songs, and that went into the 70s as well. Summer breeze makes me feel, you know, Sarah's smile. All of these songs, hold on one minute. My cat jumped over the space. Her claw hit the cord, which moved the camera. I'm going to have to get on production on that. That can't stand for that to happen. Anyway, you know it's the 70s. You know, we had Hall and Oates. Of course, they went into the 80s, had hits in the 80s as well. You know, Elton John, who was an album artist plus a top 40 artist. You know, the guy did it all. And you know, the former Beatles were having hits in the 70s, and that all went into the 70s AM dial as well. Okay, how long have this been going on? I loved all that music, no matter what the decade, because it was very melodic, great musicianship. Wild Thing. You make my heart sing. Cough? Don't worry, I don't have the virus. I do have a little bit of a cough due to the pollen count right now, which I get every year for all of my life. I am maintaining all the you know, recommendations, rules, whatever you want to call them, practicing the social distancing and making arrangements to get my food using all the caution. Okay. So anyway, back to AM radio. So you had all these great songs, and so when I was a little kid, the first music I really got into was you know, what I heard from AM radio, the hits. And of course there were 1950s hits played in that era too. I mean, they just didn't, they were incorporated. There was no separation. So, you know, I also heard all the great hits, you know, Peggy Sue, oh Peggy Sue. You ain't nothing but a hound, you know, all that stuff. So, I really dig, you know, hits, those eras. And I think today a hit record has really changed a lot, but I don't want to go into that. That's another video. Anyway, collecting CDs and music and all that. Where's my glasses? I got my nerdy glasses. Um, I finally got around getting some great compilations from the hit music of the 60s and 70s, and I got some CDs here, and I also got them on vinyl. Okay, um, maybe I'll do a compilation video, but for the CDs, I want to show you what I have. This was a Time Life thing I subscribed to in the 1990s, where the beat goes on. So you got about 22 selections here. 8 Miles High by the Byrds, California Dreamin', Walk Away Renee, Hold On, I'm a Coming, Mellow. Those hits that year, 1966. And look at that artwork. These cover artworks are magnificent. I'll show you a few more. 1969. Venus, The Shocking Blues, Hot Fun in the Summertime. I'm Gonna Make You Love Me, Diana Ross and Supremes and Temptations. Get Together, the Young Bloods, Get Together. And there was a lot of, peace, love type of songs with come on people now, get together, learn to, smile on your brothers, those type of message songs. Hawaii Five-0, The Adventures. 1964, we had the British invasion. I'm going to do a separate video to show all these, but I just wanted to show you off some of the artwork. Two more. 1968. Slide there. Love the illustration, the artwork, how it just captures the moment in drawing and painting. And I'll show you this one. Okay, so I got about 12 of these CDs. Each CD has about 23, 24 hit songs, kind of a drag, when your baby, Respect, A Whiter Shade of Pale, Groovin'. This great melodic music you could turn on the radio and listen to with commercials about Mitchell's, muffler shop in between. So that was great. Now the 70s came along, and show you what I got here. This is part of the series, the 1975, and I forgot what kind of doll you call that. Little doll that was very popular. 1972, a car. I don't know who put that out, but those were kind of the little bit more of a modern design for a car back then. You had the hits like the I'll Take You There, Ain't Nobody But, the Staple Singers, Let's Stay Together, the Doobie Brothers, Oh Girl, the Shy-Lights, Lean On Me, the hits, You're No Good, Jackie Blue, Sister Golden Hair, Philadelphia Freedom, Elton John, Blackwater. Okay. I want to conclude, and I should have put this at the beginning. What was so beautiful about Billboard Top 40 singles and the whole Casey Kasem thing. Yeah, Casey Kasem too. I mean, I learned more from that man about music than you can imagine. But what's so great about the Top 40 and the format of radio format the music was played on was it was all inclusive. It was like a gathering of all different genres of music, rock and roll, pop, even sappy pop, um, um, some blues, even a little jazz here and there, grazing in the grass. Soul music, R&B, even a little, Spanish international music too. So it was a gathering place, of all those genres where they could present a piece of music that could get played on the radio in heavy rotation and people like it. 1970s, things started to change more because album-oriented radio, FM album-oriented radio came into play since there was a lot of focus on albums now due to some of the innovators who took the album format and made it into an art form. And that's actually, I've heard, started with Frank Sinatra and his 1950s albums to, instead of putting a couple of songs on an album and then fill it in, but instead pick songs to reflect a mood, okay? And then, other artists came along and in the 60s, not only pick songs, but write material to kind of a flow with an album. So that was taking place. And albums were looked on as an art form now. And, singles were singles. So you had stations that accommodated that. Which is fine. That's what I grew up on, but I still had the ear on the AM dial also. I loved it all. So, to conclude, there's new artists, people out there who is making music in that spirit with an music that's very melodic, that's catchy. It doesn't go over, 5 minutes, or if it does, just a little bit over 5 minutes. Music, when you hear it, it kind of stays in your head, okay? So one of the, they're actually a duel, M. Ward and I can't pronounce the lady's name. Shame on me. And I'm not going to get the thing out, but you know who she is. She's an actress too, was on the a Fox show and movies, and very talented. But they've produced 3 albums of original studio stuff, some Christmas albums, and but anyway, I'm going to hold them up and show you what I got. This album here, if you're interested in the type of sunny or popish 60s and 70s type of era music, but you want to listen to it in a by new artists, who putting their own perspective on it. This is a good album to go to. It has about 11 tracks, and there's not a skip over one track. It's a real ode to that era music, She and Him. And Zooey Deschanel is the lady's name. And she's like a 1960s AM dial radio goddess. So they get the sound just perfect. And there's also a follow-up album which is very good as well, very satisfying. Okay, so AM radio, 1960s, 1970s, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, please, if you see this video, shoot me a response. I like to build my YouTube up a bit, but I don't want to have it, 50,000 people. I want to still keep it a small community. And what I'm looking for are people who are responders too, just to let me know, hey, and maybe a little back and forth communication's nice. So I want to build it a bit, but population-wise, membership-wise, subscriptions, I want to keep it small community. Okay, so I think I'm going to shoot another video. I got a few more in mind, and I'll get them all out there. So be looking for those as well. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.